I thought that by the time that I was 30, I would have my life figured out. And I'm 29 now, I'm turning 30 next year. How are things going? Well, let's just say it's not exactly what I expected. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is to share a space for all of us who may feel the same way. And I have my phone. I did outline this video just because I wanted to make sure that I don't miss anything. I remember being so carefree as a kid, excuse the sirens, but I really only had to worry about getting through school. And even then, I honestly was not the best at that. Sorry, Mom. But it was just a different time, right? I would go to bed and hide under the sheets playing my Game Boy SP, and I would stay on the house phone way too long, and my mom would get upset at me. And, you know, at that time when I was a kid, I thought that even 25 was so old. I thought, oh, I'm already at the last leg of my life. And the closer that I got to that, the fact is that I'm not even getting started, or at least that's how I feel. I thought that by now I would have everything, the house, the family, the dog, the career, everything would be set. And I have a dog, and I have a beautiful girlfriend, but everything else is kind of up in the air. And well, the more time that passes, the more I feel like I don't have things figured out, which is kind of frustrating. It's kind of daunting. And it's tough because I know I want so much more for my life. I always knew that I wanted to be successful. I didn't know exactly what I was gonna do, but I was gonna do something, or at least that's how I felt, right? And I've spent the past few years just really focusing on myself and personal development and really just growing. And it's a struggle because I've isolated myself. I've lost so many friends. I don't really talk to anybody. And I feel like it's just been such a grind the last few years. And although I do feel like I'm making progress, I'm just like nowhere close of where I want to be. So what does it actually mean to me to have my life figured out? Well, to me, it's just being comfortable. It's having freedom. I would say those two things, freedom and comfort. Comfort in the fact that I'm living a good life. I do want nice things, but freedom in a sense of, you know, being able to do what I want to do on my own terms. I'm someone who doesn't really like to be tied or attached or chained from anything. So to me, I just want to live, you know, a life of freedom, a life of choice, and just to be around a loving family and support system. That's what it means to me. And you know, I feel like we all figure this out at different places. Everyone has different starting points. Everyone has been dealt a different hand of cards. And I love the quote, you know, comparison is the thief of joy, because when I think about myself and my journey, I do feel behind because I'm seeing all of these people on social media. There's like flies all over the place. This is a horrible location. Anyways, I digress. I see all of these people, you know, in their fancy cars and families, and I know some of that, it's not real. It's social media. People rent stuff out, whatever. But still, at the end of the day, I do feel behind. And I think that I've had to really come to grips with the fact that I cannot compare my journey and my progress to anybody else because everyone's situation is different. I did not grow up with a ton of resources or help. I was raised by a single mom. Really, I was raised from my older brothers. And, you know, they had their own life. And although they did take care of me, they brought me everywhere, I still had to figure out a lot of things on my own. And that's been a common theme for my life and even into adulthood. I really just had to take control of my life. And you know, I think that everyone has it in their power to do that. And that takes out the victim mentality of things, right? I spent so much time saying, oh, woe is me, like life is happening to me, like I don't have all of these resources, like I don't have anyone to show me how to do it. And it wasn't until I actually took ownership and told myself that, hey, I can succeed and I can do anything that I want. I just have to put in the work. And I truly believe that all of us are capable of that. All of us are capable of achieving anything that we want. We just have to be willing to put in the work and to put in the time, right? Now, that being said, what I was talking about in the previous part is that your rate of success or your rate of progress is going to be different because everyone has different schedules and lifestyles and responsibilities, but that's okay because progress over perfection, that's a motto that I really live by. But I had to make the decision to take action and to do that. I'm like rambling. I don't even know where we are in this conversation. You know, I really just wanted to share how I was feeling, and hopefully there are other people who feel the same, because this whole journey can get very, very lonely. And especially if you're out there trying to change your life, trying to level up, there's a period of time where, you know, you've outgrown, and I don't mean that in a negative way, you've outgrown your past friends or your past relationships, but you're not at a level where you can hang out and be around all of the people you aspire to be. It's kind of that middle ground, right? And I've heard multiple people talk about this. I did not invent this concept, but it's like the no man's land, right? You're in that between, the dark ages, and that's kind of how I've been feeling. So if this resonated with you, if you feel the same way, like, hey, you know, I thought that I was gonna have my life figured out, but I have no clue of what I'm doing, like, let me know in the comments. I started this channel because I do wanna make a true connection with you guys, and I am out here on this personal development journey, health and fitness, mindset, productivity, all of that good stuff, but it's tough. And if we can all get together, I feel like it can just be so much more enjoyable. So that's it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I'll see you in the chat. There's like so many freaking bugs. What the heck? Anyways, subscribe as well if you want to. Okay, bye.